So, 4 English teams through to the 2 finals. You may have heard the news, Ali.
Why are you telling me
Well,
this?
we talked about it during the show. We did tease a little bit there'd be more on it in extra time. Antonio, do you guys think English clubs are going to dominate Europe for a while, since they have much higher budgets than other European leagues? Nowadays, even Everton and West Ham have more money than Valencia and
Pick on
Napoli.
West Ham.
That's got to be the deciding factor, says Antonio.
Well, let me tell you right now, West Ham ain't dominating Europe.
Not yet. Maybe it's still to come.
It's no Mark Noble just running the midfield in Europe, no?
Know how big their
on.
budgets are.
Yeah.
West Ham's not dominating Europe.
But there is somewhat of a point there, isn't there? These clubs do have more money than the likes of
Listen,
Valencia.
if Tottenham and Liverpool had sailed through from the groups through the knockouts, then maybe you could come up with a reason why that might be right. But the fact is, they could just as easily have not made it.
Yeah.
I mean, the 2 wins that they needed were absolute miracles. So I don't think you can. No. Chelsea are lucky. Chelsea, in my opinion, should have lost in it. I thought Frankfurt were a better side than them, but they get through.
But the money doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't. And listen,
Makes it easy.
if the disparity continues between England and everybody else, over time, you can make that argument quite easily. But over the last few years, nobody spent more money than Manchester City or PSG. We all know how that worked out for both of them. We think it's only a matter of time for City. PSG right now, we're just scratching our heads. And at the same time, we just witnessed Spurs and Ajax, 2 teams who have spent next to nothing by comparison, battle out in an epic semi-final.
You know what I don't want to hear anymore of? This is 4 English teams, right? In the finals, right?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to hear anything about the winter break and we're tired and we can't get through this and this is the reason as to why we can't compete with other European teams in Champions League and all this nonsense. There are 4 English teams in the finals. It can be done without a winter break.
You've always been a big proponent of the winter break.
Oh, yes.
Stevie.
I've always told you don't know when the winter's coming. So how can you have a winter break when you don't know when the winter is?
It's still going in Connecticut, by the way. Here's an interesting one. Would Mauricio Pochettino be a good replacement for Ernesto Valverde? Asked Randy. So much conjecture about him going to Madrid. Is that the right place for him? But how about Barcelona?
And that would be quite a turn.
Yeah.
And it would be quite an opportunity also for Mauricio Pochettino. And what better way to do it with the possibility of winning a Champions League? I mean, look, I don't think Mauricio Pochettino needs to do anything from here on to the end of the season to prove anything to anybody else that he can do the job. It's going to be more of a situation with Barcelona and what they decide to do with Valverde. And if they get rid of Valverde, that's going to open up a whole lot of opportunities for a whole lot of people. But that whole lot of people is the exclusive few that have achieved something. Mauricio Pochettino is one of those guys.
Former Espanyol coach as well. Why? We talked about this during the show too, but Mike wants a recap. Why are Arsenal so good on the road in Europe, so dreadful on the road in the Premier League? That conundrum.
Arsenal are always very good when you let them have their way. When you don't let them have their way, home or away, and I know that's kind of given their home record over the course of the season, it doesn't show that, but when you see the Crystal Palace game, I feel justified in saying that. You allow Arsenal to have their way, they will do exactly that. You come up against them, just as I said in the show, and give them something to think about. I think more times they're not their fault. They just don't have the leaders. They don't have the mettle that I think it takes.
Can I please say to the people that pick our questions, not the people that send the questions in, right? But the ones that pick the questions.
Yeah.
If we were already addressed this on the show, and Shaka has explained it as well as he just did now, then why are we doing it in extra time?
Who are these people that,
Well,
that
you know,
pick our
producers,
questions?
assistant producers, you know who you are.
Stevie, how do you...
You know who you are.
How do you guys feel about reports stating Philippe Coutinho to be sold this summer for, in quotes, not being a Barcelona player? Also, are his talents wasted as a left winger? Is the question. Would you?
I'm not sure. I'll answer the last one first.
Yeah.
And the first one last.
Nice. I like that. Then I'll ask
Just
you
to
another.
confuse everybody.
Right.
He's going to confuse
what was the last
everybody.
one? Right. So, listen, Philippe Coutinho was bought by Barcelona because of what he did for Liverpool on the left. So there's no question the guy's got talent. There's no question at Liverpool he was fantastic, but it hasn't worked at Barcelona. Why? That's the $1 million question,
would you
or the
want-
$120 million question.
If you take money out of the equation, would you want him back at Liverpool?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What do you mean if you
Why
take
not?
money
Well,
out of the
I'm just
equation?
saying, does he
I
fit
mean,
into
that's
does he
like-
fit into this version of the Liverpool team?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, listen, sometimes players just don't fit somewhere, and it doesn't mean that they're bad players or bad people or you know, some people just don't fit. Clearly, Coutinho fitted at Liverpool because that's why Barcelona bought him. Unfortunately for them, hasn't worked yet.
Or he could come to West Ham as we're about to dominate football.
Yeah.
But can he play on the left for West Ham?
Well, he can play on a left.
Finally, because we got to go, we're really pushing up against the time limit. Who's the?
Well, thank goodness we included a question that we already answered then.
You haven't answered this one at all. I can promise you that.
These questions.
Who's the favourite to get back to the Premier
The
League?
question pickers.
Who's the favourite to get back to the Premier League? The Championship playoffs: Derby, Leeds, Villa, West Brom. Who you
West
got
Brom. I'm going to say West Brom.
Are you really?
I am.
Why?
Well, because they still have a huge percentage of players who've already played in the Premier League, who are used to the big occasion. You've got Villa and Derby and Leeds, who have got a lot of young guys who, listen, when you get into the actual final,
Yeah.
this is one of the biggest games in the world. This game is worth about,
Yeah.
what is it, Shaka?
A lot.
Yes.
I'm glad that you went to Shaka thinking
Yeah,
that he
well, it's
had that
worth-
answer.
He's looked at the numbers. He's looked at the numbers.
I'm trying to think
It's a lot.
the last time it was
No,
like
is that like
150 million or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, at least.
So there's a lot on it. So West Brom have got oodles of experience.
Yeah.
And they've got a solid team that doesn't give much
Yeah.
away. So I'm going for West Brom.
I'm going to go for Villa. And as
Oh,
much as Stevie is saying and likes West Brom, I think Villa come into this in the best form. And West Brom, they're up against Villa over two legs. I back Villa over two legs. Now, the youth in a one-off final, that's a different conversation. But as of right now,
I've got an update. It's 170 million pounds.
That's it.
worth,
Isn't that what
which
it
is
said?
what? 200 and
which,
exchange rate.
which by my estimation is a lot.
Right.
I'm going Leeds, by the way. I want to see Marcelo Bielsa.
Okay.
He's the hipster's pick. You know,
Is
Craig would be all over that.
So you have Derby.
Yeah.
I've got Villa.
How come I get stuck with
I've
Derby?
got Villa, West Brom, Leeds.
Yes.
Ali says Derby.
What?
You like Frank Lampard? That's why you're going Derby.
Why are you... Can we just go home?
Don't ask.
Can we go home?
Yes, we can indeed. Thank you for staying the course.
Derby?
What happens to Bielsa if they don't go?
Wow. We will.
I thought that he was your guy. You don't know the answer to
I
that?
don't know what happens. We got another Peter Bosch question if you want to do that before we go.
No.
By the way.
Let's
No.
go.
We'll see you tomorrow.